Nadira, you are a Ramy superfan. So,
There's so many words.
well, the show.
Yes.
In this episode,
Yeah.
Ramy makes this deal and Maytha
Yeah.
slaps him. Would you have slapped him?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I used to go to the airport and sit there with the departures and just watch people leaving, getting on the planes, going to America, sit and watch them, and I would just daydream when is it gonna be my turn? And then when I was 20, when I, came to America, I went to the airport, there were like probably 100 people, I'm not exaggerating, standing where I used to stand all the time. And all of them, said the same thing. They were saying like, I'll see you in America, because everyone wanted to come to America. And we did not know there what the American dream was. All we knew that we dreamt about going to America. So going to America was the dream for us. So what are your thoughts on the American dream? I mean,
my father grew up in Aleppo, and he watched American movies, and that was a big part of it. American TV is pop culture, and pop culture has been exported globally. And so there has been a concerted effort by the American state to compete for the eyes of people from the brown and black places, basically.
Being a descendant of Black Americans who were not here by choice. We didn't come here to be like, oh yeah, well, let's see what we can get. It was always like, no, there is no American dream for you. This white American dream is for white men, and you better get by and scrape by with whatever you're allowed to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 96, I went back to Syria and I became a bodybuilding champion. I became very famous.
Woo-hoo.
Here I am. I could have had everything over there, yet I still chose to come
Why did
here.
you?
So why did I do that? And why do so many people do that?
I think, like she mentioned, the pop culture of like even meeting people who are, like you said, happy and successful and comfortable back home. It doesn't matter if it's not in US dollars.
Do you think there's an even more doubling down by Ramy and Dina, because they're watching their father's rooting and foundation around the American dream rupture and crack?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also from the episode I got at the end of it, even after selling her plates and walking around in a suit and doing all this, he gained nothing. With a lot of our cultures, there's so many other things that can lead to you being in high regard. If you're born to a great family, if you have great manners and great characteristics. And America's like, no. Do you have some money or not?
And land and a home.
Where's
to
the money?
own.
But I feel also like a lot of it has to do with, when you don't have a voice, right? The only way you can have a voice is try to assimilate, and the only way you can assimilate if you make these concessions. And some of these, like for me, for instance, when I first came to America, every time somebody asked me, oh, what kind of name? I tell them, oh, it's Arabic. And then you can see the behavior change automatically. So I changed my name. I was Leo. I was Leo from Beirut, and I'll talk, I'm Italian, I'm whatever. and I'm Leo, and I was Leo for like over 10 years.
But there's something about the way America, and I think this is part of the erasure of our history, is required for us to assimilate so we can continue to forget. Part of the American dream is to forget everything. Because this episode is about Maytha pointing the mirror at Farouk and saying, like, what are you doing? Like, you're not a businessman. You're showing up in a suit and selling my stuff. The game plan of coming here and building a life has totally put their life in disarray. And even this vision of going back to Egypt, that's the strategy, to come here, put your head down, assimilate, and then eventually you can go back home and everything's gonna be great.
With so many people, it's the lack of even having the money to even have a choice. To wake up today and say, you know what, I don't want to work, but it's fine, I have enough money to feed myself. You don't.
But then you see what really irks me is that everyone's complaining like people are taking away our jobs. Like, no, that guy is working for $4 an hour. You will not take that job.
But even that is how crazy we've been indoctrinated to the point where even American-born people
Yeah.
who are themselves not attaining that American dream.
Yes.
Even the government is like, that person, you know why you don't have what you want to have? Because they took it from you.
Is the American dream real? I know it's a loaded thing, right?
It's
Like,
it's so hard when you feel like you don't belong here and you don't belong in whatever home was for your parents. The American dream is so deeply rooted in capitalism and centuries of horrific slavery and displacement of indigenous people. Like the fact that you're profiting off of that history, and a lot of people are shielded from it. That's part of the American dream, is to say, oh, it's just this magical place because industrialization and capitalism made it that way, and American work ethic. But that occludes that whole history.
I'll definitely say, as a Black woman, as a Muslim, I completely divest from the American dream. I'm very committed to myself and my people and my Lord. Anything outside of that, I have no interest.
maybe we should just all go and move to, like, I don't know, move to Haiti, live together.
I would love the idea of, like, we all get up and, you know, move back home. But then also it's like, this is mine.
Yeah.
Like, this land is mine.